What's going on, everyone? How are you doing today? My name is the Leaping Lemur, and before we get into this video, if you could please like, comment, and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. It really helps in the algorithm. Well, folks, everyone seemed to love the compilation that I uploaded yesterday, and I really enjoyed going back and looking at content as it pieces together. It was very satisfying to edit, so I decided that it would be cool if I did a weekly recap in a similar style. So just as before, sit back, relax, play some video games, clean your room, or go for a long drive, because this is the Daniel Larson weekly recap of March 3rd to March 9th. So take it away, past Lemur. So folks, this one's going to be a little bit of a longer update. We'll have a lot to talk about in this one. That includes Daniel's new TikToks, new community posts, a controversial live stream that Daniel hosted yesterday, this new cryptocurrency that's being made based on Daniel Larson, and lastly, Daniel's horny text to fans. How fucking stupid is that? But first, I wanted to start off light and take a look at some of the videos Daniel posted today, which I'll play now.
Alrighty, so I just ate lunch at Noodles and Company. Spent $40. Hello Joe Creel, this is Daniel Larson. I just wanted to let you know that I'm at the probation office and I am trying to schedule an appointment. Please give me a call when I message you on my other phone. Thank you.
So Daniel talks about spending $40 on a meal, which got people pretty pissed off, especially considering that Daniel is constantly talking about how much he needs money, but yet he goes on and spends a bunch of it at a restaurant. Also, what's with Daniel and recording goofy ass shit that doesn't need to be recorded? He puts this old ass phone to his ear, looking goofy as fuck, just to record a voicemail to his parole officer. Fucking stupid. Daniel also posts a few pictures and text posts. One picture, he's in some kind of building, probably his probation office, and then he also takes one outside of that building. Another photo is him waiting for the train, and finally a text post stating that he had gotten a hotel for the night. So now I wanted to read some good Daniel Larson community posts, as he just started his community tab today. So this is in the morning. These are some of the first posts that Daniel made. He says he's on his way to Boulder, Colorado for his probation meeting, and then he says he got raped in Arapahoe County Jail in Colorado, just right off the bat, and then he follows that up with he just got sexually harassed. He later writes, someone just came up to me and asked me for a one-night stand. He also says that his phone got stolen once again, and then he also tries to say that he has a bed and a shelter booked for probation, and then it's required by probation. Now I wanted to talk about this live stream that Daniel did that got people really pissed off. Daniel hopped on live stream and did his usual thing, walking around and ranting to the camera. Daniel did this for a while until a user sent Daniel a galaxy. Now if you don't know, TikTok has this gifting system that translates to real currency, and this is one of the most expensive gifts you can send. So this caused people to become very angry because individuals are actually sending Daniel Larson money. But this has been happening for a long time. I feel like people are just starting to truly take notice into how much Daniel's life is supported by other people, and I don't understand why they would support a PDF file, but for some reason they do. On a similar subject, someone also made this Larson coin. Now I'm not going to spend too much time on this portion simply because there's not much to say. A user on Reddit has made a page dedicated to the coin, and the page is called r/Larson coin. This user states that it was Bob's idea and he made the coin to profit off of Daniel as a sort of a way to fuck with Daniel's head, I guess. We can only hope that no one actually buys this dumbass coin. It's probably a pump and dump anyway. I mean, there's no true value in owning a coin with some PDF file's name on it. Shit, we might as well have a fucking Jeffrey Epstein Epstein coin then. Lastly, I wanted to talk about these texts that have been coming out between Daniel and fans. Now, these text posts don't have very much validity to them. The only thing we know is that the username is Daniel Larson and they have the same profile, although this could just be people faking the messages. But these messages seem so out there that, I mean, it's shit that only the depraved mind of Daniel Larson can come up with. So I'm gonna read these 3 conversations for y'all and then we'll discuss after. So here's the first convo. So the first one, the conversation starts off pretty normal. The person says, "Do you still have contact with Bob?" Daniel replies, "Kinda." The person then asks, "When are you going live?" And then Daniel says, "I have a personal question." The person replies, "What is it?" Then Daniel asks them, "Does coming feel like you can't handle the peeing feeling?" Then there's this one that doesn't have much context, but Daniel just says no. Then the person replies, "I understand. When will Bob fix all this?" Daniel says, "It's already being fixed." And then he asks, "Do you smell like fish during sex?" Now this one's a really long one. Daniel says, "There's too many Muslims in Sweden." Then the person replies, "Thank you, Daniel. Did you really get R-worded in prison?" To which Daniel replies, "Sweet T found out. I said things on the iPad and harassed me. The officer did nothing." Then the person replies, "Who's Sweet T?" And Daniel says, "Prisoner." And then he says, "Hey, I have a question." He says, "Do old men feel like they come worms and cry in bed?" And then the person tells Daniel to find God. So yeah, folks, Daniel has been super horny ever since his release. He keeps talking about how his chocolate hot dog was diddled in jail. And now we have these texts where he obsesses over cum and sex. It's pretty crazy. Alright y'all, so today I have some huge Daniel Larson updates. Daniel has made more attempts at contacting his probation officer and decided to record it again. He has also been threatening people with going back to jail when he doesn't get what he wants. And Daniel is continuing to text fans, but this time it was someone pretending to be a minor. And it isn't screenshots, this is an actual video with proof the account is real at the end. So please like, comment, and share this video with anyone you can, whether that be people in Colorado or just friends online. We gotta spread the word that Daniel is actively preying on minors. This isn't just him saving pictures on Pinterest. Who knows what Daniel could be capable of if he gets his hands on a young girl. But first, I wanted to get this lighter stuff out of the way so I don't scar you right out the gate. Like I mentioned earlier, Daniel has made 2 TikToks today which both reference the fact his probation officer has been ghosting him for 2 days straight. Now in the last video, Daniel gave away the full name of his probation officer, which got people pretty pissed off as it was uncalled for to begin with. Now I'm only going to play one of the videos because in the first one he gives out a portion of the probation officer's phone number, and it's also basically filled with just Daniel's darting eyes and schizophrenic ramblings. But I'll show you the second video he posted, which is very similar to the one yesterday where he just puts the goofy phone to his ear even though he has a perfectly good phone in the other hand and records it as he gives the voicemail.
Hello, this is Daniel. I am back at the Boulder County Probation Office. I am trying to book another session. Thank you.
So yeah, not much to say about that, but it does show the stupidity of Daniel and the lengths that he goes to make his weird schizophrenic points. He wants to show that he's being ghosted and make this whole 3-minute video in his probation office, just chilling on the phone, because truly that's the only thing that's been happening in Daniel's life. And I guess also his need for money. Daniel has been requesting gifts on live and threatening that he's gonna go back to jail. I guess that means he'll do something big that gets him sent to jail, which doesn't sound too bad to me, but I'll digress. So now Daniel is going live begging for gifts. Here's the video.
But I just can't keep doing it being homeless. It's way too hard. I will go back to jail if I stay homeless. I really need to figure out a way I can cash out these live gifts.
So I guess Daniel's whole thought process behind this is that he promised probation that he'd have housing by the end of the month, even though yesterday he was saying that they were giving him housing and it was mandatory. It's just Daniel giving the same bullshit he does time after time. He just says whatever he thinks will benefit him. Anyway, now let's talk about the reason why y'all are here, the portion of the video I expect to take the longest. These crazy messages between Daniel and his fans. I believe by now there's like hundreds of DMs that have been leaked between Daniel and his followers, but this is probably one of the most damning ones and holds the most validity. This is because these messages come to us through screen recording and the account is proven to be Daniel by the end. So I'm gonna play the video and read the messages for you so y'all don't gotta pause as it scrolls. Alright, so the message opens up with this person saying, "Hey Daniel, I miss you. I'm happy you're home and safe now." Daniel accepts their message request and says, "Hey." They say, "Hey Daniel, how are you? I hope nothing happened to you in jail." Daniel says, "I'm okay. How old are you?" They say, "You should never ask a girl's age. That's a turn, but I'm 16. How old are you?" Daniel replies with, "I'm 25. They say, "Cool. Do you have a girlfriend?" Daniel says, "I don't." They say, "Why don't you have a girlfriend? You're so famous. I thought you would have girls all over you." He says, "I like to be open." Then he asks, "Do you like sex?" And they say, "I like it, but I never had sex before." Daniel says, "Oh." They say, "Have you ever had sex before?" Daniel says, "I have not." He says, "It feels extremely intense." They say, "How do you know how it feels if you never had it before? Do you watch porn?" He says, "I do, not intercourse, but masturbate." They say, "What type of porn do you like?" And then they say, "I watch it too. It looks like it takes so much work." Daniel says, "Yeah." They say, "What kind of porn do you like?" Daniel says, "Finger fucking. I'm a virgin." And they say, "Just finger fuck?" And then he says, "Pussy eating." And then they say, "Just finger fucking? You don't like other porn?" And then he says, "Cream pie." Then they say, "Sounds nice. I want to try it." And then Daniel says, "Really?" And then they say, "Yes, it sounds fun. Would you do it with me?" And Daniel says, "Yes." Now, then they go to Daniel's account, and as you can see, this is his 100% real account, and they even play a video at the end.
Hello everyone, please check out my new TikTok account, Daniel Larson.
This shit is alarming, y'all. I mean, it was one thing when fans were doing it as a goof and nothing went too far besides Daniel asking weird questions, but this shit is sick as fuck. And the account is proven to belong to Daniel. So now everyone knows 100% Daniel is a PDF file. Don't come to my comments saying that it wasn't proven or that Daniel just needs help. This man is off the deep end, folks. What did I say on the last video? Y'all, I'm gonna play it back, but it's almost like Daniel sets up his life for this channel. Just watch what I said when Daniel got out. Daniel is out. It's over for everyone in Colorado. Call the restaurants, call the hotels, tell all the women under the age of 18 to go on lockdown. President Larson is out and he's feeling frisky, y'all. At the time, I was just messing around, but it really does seem like Daniel's going through heat right now. Anyway, let's get into the video. So today, Daniel has been pretty silent and not much has happened. He did post a video where he was kicked out of a restaurant, which I found to be pretty wild. He also got a new friend that almost has as bad of a reputation as him, and now Daniel is defending messaging a young girl. But first, let me play this video for y'all so you can see how goofy Daniel Larson is.
Alrighty, so I just got kicked out of a restaurant and refused service even though I have money.
This dude has the fucking nerve to really complain that he got kicked out of a restaurant. Are you serious, Daniel? You're the king of dining and dashing. You've bragged yourself that you have over $50,000 in dining and dashing fees. A letter explaining all of this has been sent out through mass email to different restaurants in the area. They have every right to refuse service to anyone. Doesn't matter if you have money or not. If you have the reputation of not paying restaurants, they aren't gonna make your dumbass food. And that was a common theme in Daniel's day. He even had to eat at a 7-Eleven because restaurants don't want his ass anymore, and people have stopped coming up to him in real life and giving him money. Daniel is just going more and more off the deep end. Now, let's talk about the pictures Daniel posted today. All of the pictures he posted were from the Flatiron Crossing Mall, taking pictures in front of a Dick's Sporting Goods, an H&M, and some random fountain. It's like Daniel ages 1 year every week now. Look at this photo of him standing outside of a building. He looks 55. Alright y'all, now I wanted to quickly discuss Daniel's new friend. Daniel's been hanging out with this dude who is a straight up terrorist named Dylan Clark. I guess homie went and threatened schools around the US. It's something that's definitely concerning, and honestly it's way too much to drop on y'all in the middle of a video. But the point is, look at who Daniel is associating himself with. This isn't some troll, this is a criminal weirdo. And this guy and Daniel have been going back and forth, with Daniel now claiming he's his manager, while this guy's trying to sell Daniel's phone number on Discord for 50 bucks. These two together will be a very volatile mix. Mark my words. Anyway, now that we got that whole mess out of the way, let's talk about some community posts that Daniel has made today. I hate to say it, but these are also pretty dark too, as Daniel tries to brush off his PDF file allegations and continues to show his fascination with young girls. As he writes in a community post, "You are only a PDF file if you have sex with underage people." He then continues writing, "Everyone likes people of all ages. Why should age matter? Heart hand emoji. Age is just a number. Laughing emoji." Daniel, the definition of being a PDF file is having an attraction to young people. You are a 25-year-old man. You have no business talking to a 16-year-old. I don't give a fuck what Colorado law says. This should be simple common sense, folks. Use your morality. Try not to base everything on hardcore facts and logic. Sometimes you just know what's right or wrong, and that's just wrong. Well, y'all, we're back with some more Daniel Larson updates. Daniel has actually been laying pretty low these past couple of days, although he has made a couple TikTok posts and community posts that are worth taking a look at. So, like I always do in these updates, I wanted to start off with the TikTok videos that Daniel has posted.
Okay, good morning everybody. There will be a fan meetup in Boulder, Colorado today at noon. Good morning everybody. I am on my way to Boulder County Probation. It is early in the morning, about 6 a.m. and I will have updates here shortly. Big news is coming later, and it's time to make some oolah. Alrighty, so I just got done with meeting with my probation officer in Boulder County.
Daniel also made a couple text posts as well, which both referenced Daniel's probation, one claiming that he made it early and the other one the next day stating it was cancelled. Daniel's TikToks have just become references to probation and random selfies of his decrepit face. So all those posts were videos or images that featured Daniel himself, but for some reason Daniel decided to take a video of two gentlemen waiting for the train, and those two men seem to be of Mexican descent. Just watch this creepy ass video Daniel films. I mean shit, when I first watched it I thought he was plotting on them. So, after further research, we can see why Daniel was recording these two individuals. As Daniel writes on the title of his YouTube short, Denver, Colorado has a major migrant problem. Brother, those two Mexican guys couldn't even get close to causing the amount of harm that you have to Denver. Denver doesn't have a migrant problem, it has a Daniel Larson problem. Daniel's been on this little racist kick recently. I mean, look at some of these comments that Daniel has responded to. A user writes, "Daniel, stand up for your country. Tell them to go home." Daniel responds with the simple, "Okay." Another user writes, "You should say something. It's your right as an American." And Daniel responds, "I just did." Someone else writes, "You're the only hope. Do something. Everyone's behind you." And Daniel responds with, "I'm fighting for what is right." Now, ironically, another person writes, "Denver, Colorado has a major homeless problem." When Daniel responds, "It's very, very bad." I find it funny that Daniel is trying to act as if he has the balls to say anything to anybody. When he does, it's as he runs away screaming. Daniel's also been on this Snap and EBT kick, saying that he wants to be socialist now. I guess Daniel's getting political as fuck, folks. In another post, Daniel writes, "Most people don't realize what Joe Biden just did. USA civil war, and now possible major attacks? Ukraine president almost assassinated? Joe Biden is leading a straight straight into war. It looks like President Larson is finally getting started on his presidential campaign, and his first order of business is to lower the age of consent, of course. But honestly, what the fuck does this comment even mean? I can't even think what he's referring to. It's honestly just schizophrenic garbage. But Daniel also gets financial and starts talking about important business. As he writes on his community tab, "Today is the financial upgrade day. I'm skipping breakfast today to save money." Yeah, sure, Daniel. It's just to save money. Finally, I wanted to talk about these community posts that Daniel made about Grace, which are both hilarious and highly concerning at the same time. Daniel writes, "Grace Vanderwall and I are thinking about changing my last name or hers. Grace Vanderwall is waiting on my apartment before she moves to Colorado." Daniel was due for some Grace obsession recently. He's been pretty preoccupied texting minors online, but it looks like he's finally thinking about her again. But really, that's been all for Daniel. He hasn't been as active as recently except for in his community tab and comment section, and a lot of the posts are just incoherent bullshit. Well, y'all, that's the end for this weekly recap. I had a lot of fun editing this video, and I thought it was a very eventful week in the Daniel Larson universe. So much has been happening in terms of his community post and how much he's been replying to fans. It's looking like it's going to be a crazy month for Mr. Larson. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'll be back with another update tomorrow and maybe a lolcow tier list later tonight. See you guys in the next one. Peace.